Cool. We are going to be doing episode 12 today. And today we're going to get those 2 interplanetary probes that we still kind of have outstanding to their locations. We've got one going to Jewel, and we've got the next one going to Elu. And we're going to get both of those to their destinations today. I used some antenna planning tools to make sure that the antennas were going to reach. But I'm not confident that that's accurate because we had some issues with one of the recent probes that made it to its location. So and there was kind of a period a couple episodes ago, I don't know, it was like episode 7 or 8 or something, where we launched a bunch of interplanetary probes out all in quick succession. And this probe is an identical one to each place, and it should have reached the antenna, but I think it has like the antenna planning tools detect like the furthest distance of the planet to Kerbin and then the closest distance over both of their orbits. And I think if I hit the right cycle of an orbit, I should be able to catch it within the window that it can still, because it'll reach at least the closest. But I think maybe in the case of Elu, it's not going to reach in the case of the furthest possible orbit if they're in total opposition, right? So, not sure if either one is going to be able to survive, or at least they'll get flybys, but I'm not going to be able to send the flybys back if they don't have connection anyway. So that's going to be interesting. They are also solar powered. So especially in the case of Elu, I know it'll be able to stay powered, but as far as like running all the experiments and transmitting all of it, you can see where I'm going with that at that distance. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm really hoping those work out though, because our goal tonight is to use the science from both of those probes, one at Jewel, one at Elu, to research some of the better rocket parts in the tech tree. I think we're a couple of nodes away from finishing that line of progression, the engines and tanks and stuff. So I'm hoping that we can be able to finish those out today. If not, I do believe we have some new deployable science we can send to Mun and Minmus. So maybe we can run some missions like that and get some deployable stuff kind of refreshed out at those places. So yeah, that's what we should do today. We'll have a good time. You guys remember how to stream? I don't. Okay, survey time, because I see it on camera right now. I'm wondering, do you guys push the tab back down after opening a can, or do you leave it up like Grav? So, Chivo, the funny thing is here, this tab thing that I leave up, okay? Diane thinks I'm like a serial killer for this. But I like it there. I like it because I like the way it feels against the top of my lip. I don't know, and it helps me drink it the way that I like to drink it. I'm a weird can drinker, I guess. It's weird, but that's just the way that I do it, man. It's like this comforting thing, like little thing. What currency do astronauts use? Starbucks. Okay, that was decent. That was okay. T-Man, what's up, buddy? You're a Diane on this one. You're supposed to be on my side, man. Come on. You're mad today? I'm sorry, Edible Rubber. Why are you mad? G-Funky, what's up, man? Oh, eyelash. Oh, that's uncomfortable. I gotta look at something real quick that I gotta talk to G-Funky about. So, G-Funky, how about them Sharks, though? We are 3-0. I mean, it's early season, means nothing. But our Sharks are doing good, man. I know you're not a Sharks fan. You probably like some inferior team. No, I'm just kidding. The Sharks are awful right now. But the Sharks are in this big rebuild right now, G-Funky. And everyone was kind of expecting, the Sharks just have a bumper of a season. Like, I'm probably phrasing that incorrectly. Like a bad season. But preseason, yeah, of course, it's preseason. But they're looking really strong. And they're 3-0 right now in the regular season. So, oh yeah, man. I'm ready to start watching hockey again. Your shipment failure. I feel a disturbance in the force. Yeah, probably. Space Dive, welcome in. How you doing? Thanks for the follows, guys. Your shipment of fails here. Oh, I've read your name wrong. I actually like that better than what I said. Oh, that sucks, Edible. Well, hopefully you can maybe slide right back in and not have to burn the time off or something. A very important hockey game tomorrow. Nice, man. Are you playing again this year? Kings beat the Knights 6-2. You know what, G Funky? I haven't been following a lot of hockey, man. I'm starting again now, but I haven't watched like the last 2 years, man. I've been watching the Sharks for like 20, but I just haven't been following hockey like the last 2 years. And I used to follow it like really, really, really closely. I knew every single player on the Sharks. I knew what our rookies were up to, and everything. And you know, I'm happy to be back. That's what I'm saying. You know who I really like watching the Sharks stomp is the Boston Bruins. I'm not saying that for any particular reason. Just you know, just you know. Okay. EJ, what's up, man? How you doing? Thanks for the raid. How you doing, man? 2 static fires tonight. The second one was both engines, man. That's exciting. Check out, hey, buddy. How you doing? Reimer had a good game. Yeah, our goaltending is good, man. I'm glad we finally got rid of Alex Jones, man. I'm over Alex Jones as a goalie. He was like the second coming of freaking Wayne Gretzky, but as a goalie. And I was over him like years ago, man. I like Jones. I liked Jones. Alex Jones. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was his name. His first name, at least. I know his last name is Jones. I gotta look it up now. Martin Jones. This is how often I followed Sharks in the last couple of years, man. Been following them for like 20, but the last year or two, man, we're not up to snuff. I guess life had me other places, I suppose. Damn, that's an oof, dude. That's an oof. You may not like it, but he's what peak performance looked like. I can't. EJ, how about that baseball season though, huh? I guess I'm like an honorary Astros fan. I'm moving there in 3 weeks. 3 weeks I start the 3-day drive to get down there. Not right now. Was whatever game tonight, or was it off a night? Old meme is old, young. I'm a Giants fan. I'm just memeing the Astros thing, so I'm moving there. Oh, no, the game is tomorrow. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, that was a wild game you went to, man. I was watching it, thinking of you, and I was like, damn, that's crazy. Till that batch of players is gone, I can't in good faith like them. Didn't they like get their titles stripped? I'm not a big baseball guy. That's more my wife's thing. I just meme it because I know EJ's a Red Sox fan. But is this the one that's going to Jewel? Yeah, it is. That one's going to get there before Elu, I believe. Yes, it is. Okay. We got hosed that game. That freaking 9th inning, though, man. Why couldn't that happen to the Giants that last game? That check swing call was bullshit. And we all know that it was bullshit. The whole league knows that it was absolute bullshit. And all the data from all the umps calls behind the plate that day very, very, very heavily favored the Dodgers. I kind of suspected it did, but the data proved it. It's not an opinion. It's a fact. But the Giants also squandered a lot of opportunities big time. They had lots of opportunities with runners in scoring position, so. I wasn't watching closely enough to notice like BS calls and stuff though. All right, let's get this thing over to Joule and run our maneuver script. I think we'll have connection. I think we're not like at a weird opposition with Kerbin on the other side of the sun or something. So we should be fine as far as the antenna is concerned. It's weak here, but we can make it. Road to Boca's open, nice. That's one farther than anyone expected from the start of the year. Yeah, didn't they have like again, not a baseball guy. I'm a hockey guy, at least, usually. But didn't the Giants have like a bad start to the year? I went to a few games this year. It's fun. Damn, EJ, that sucks, man. My low-key, like obviously stupid conspiracy theory about the Giants game, EJ, was that the ump saw an opportunity to go home early and was like, you know, I just feel like going home right now. Adrian, what's up, buddy? Welcome. Thank you for the follow. Planning on seeing the Falcon 9 launch at Vandenberg on November 22nd. Nice, man. I can't because I freaking move across the country in 3 weeks. As of today. I move to Houston, Texas. So those of you who just came in, I know a lot of you guys have been here before. I live in California, and in 3 weeks from today, on November 11th, I am packing up my 2 dogs, 3 cats, a gecko in his tank. I even bought a travel tank for him. And I'm driving to Texas. My wife and I. Excuse me. Soda. And so that's in 3 weeks. I didn't even realize before we decided to make the move that it's like NASA is there. Boca isn't that far away. So yeah, I'll be there. I'll be in Houston. I'm going to go see Starship fly orbital when that happens. Time for sleep later, EJ. Have a good night, man. Thank you again for the raid. Let's have a gecko. Crested gecko. If he was awake right now, I would probably get him out and show you guys, but he is not up right now. So you're saying the ump is like our beer league refs, way off the calls because playoffs and it's past my bedtime? It's my dumb conspiracy theory. I don't know shit about baseball, man. I could talk baseball, but I don't like actually know it, you know? There was a long, many years I knew hockey like that, but I'm way out of practice. I know hockey, I just haven't been following it the last like 2 years. I'm getting back into it though. Upside, it's nice here this time of year. Yeah, are you in the Texas area, man? Houston? It's beautiful out there. I've always visited there, man. I've got a lot of family down there. That's part of the driving reason why we're making the move. But I'm aware of the weather and stuff. Yeah. West side, nice. Like Houston or West Side, Texas? Houston's a massive area. There's like the different loops. There's the 610 loop. There's the whatever the tollway loop is called. The Beltway. Do people call it that? I don't know. I don't even know the lingo, man. I'm working on it. West Side, nice, man. Beltway 8. Okay, so I was kind of halfway there. Living on a prayer. Anyway. But yeah, no, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. It's going to be a good time. I got a new job. The way this all happened was I was kind of unhappy with where I was working for a long time. And I was looking for a job. And I was applying to jobs that were either fully remote or I could move to or stay here and work or whatever, right? So in kind of a storm of a week or a couple of days even, I threw some job applications out in the Houston area because I got a family down there, and because I had been applying places everywhere. I had thrown out over 100 applications at least, and like I was being choosy with 100 applications. So yeah, I was doing a lot. I was doing a lot of applying for jobs, and the first one that got back to me in months was this one that I got now, and it's the best IT job I've ever had so far. It's great. It's awesome. I'm in Houston, so I don't know how far away Fort Worth is. I've visited Houston so far as flying in and staying at families' houses, right? So I don't know Texas like I know California, for example. Not yet, at least. I've been visiting there my whole life, though. Seeing family and stuff. They're all so excited that we're moving, my wife and I. They've been asking me to move down there for a long time, and I always said I never would. Because of weather or the politics down there don't really, on average, don't jive with me and all that kind of stuff. And I want to get into that conversation, but just explaining my reasons for not wanting to move there. And finally, it's all suddenly started to make sense. And we're moving down there in 3 weeks. We bought a house. A whole different world. Right. I thought it was pretty far. I used to have family in Fort Worth area, but everybody's like, I used to have family in Austin, Houston, Dallas. I think I had someone in San Antonio for a little bit, but everyone's all in Houston now. I want to see the orbital launch so bad, but that would take a lot of energy to plan. Well, luckily for me, I'm very fortunate that my job is 100% full remote. And I could just go stay down there for a couple of days and watch the launch. And I'd give it a couple of days in case like the launch scrubs or some shit like that, right? So that way I'm already still down there. Caveman, I'm going to withhold that information, probably. I'll think about it. There might be a way to describe it, I suppose. But let's just say if you divided Houston down the middle, 2 halves, I'm the western half of Houston. I'm not in the inner city either. I'm outside the 610 loop. 5-hour drive. I think Boca is about the same. Boca roughly is like 5 or so hours or something like that. It's not too bad. Easy day drive, no problem. And I already mapped out the Tesla supercharger route from my house in Houston to Boca Chica. I've already mapped that out. I got chargers the whole way, man. I'm good to go. Better half then. I mean, we were looking all over city, man, but we started like especially when you're buying your first home and you're doing it from out of state to move somewhere else while you still live in the first location. I'm not even playing this damn game right now. You can't really be picky. So you got to like go around and find all the neighborhoods you would enjoy living in. And we kind of narrowed it down to a handful of neighborhoods based on like what was nearby, how close family is, cost of living in that neighborhood, all that stuff, right? And yeah, where we found was like the primo on our list in our price range. And we got a great house for a great price. Howdy. What's up, Rachel? How you doing? Can you pet your cat for me? Wes has fear of those. Yeah. Like where I live now, definitely has some parts of town that are a lot more run down than other parts. For a little bit, we were looking at if we were going to just find remote jobs and stay here, we would probably move to a different part of town than we live in now. Not that we live in a bad part now, but our price range as far as houses were concerned, we could have ended up in like the neighborhood we preferred around here. But for various reasons, even though both of our jobs are fully remote, we're still moving down there. My job is based there. The HQ is there. But I did all my interviewing and stuff remote. I had the job before I ever went down there. Hey, let's play a game. Roblox, what's up? How you doing? Good to see you again. Okay, so for those of you who haven't been around, we are doing a playthrough with some special rules. It's a normal KSP hard mode. There's graphics mods and stuff. but nothing like gameplay changing. It's all graphics, mods, mech jeb, that kind of stuff, right? So nothing too nuts. But we are playing with some special rules that I developed, where anything without a pilot on board, then it has to be controlled by kOS. If I go over to my parents' house and see you standing in your front yard, I'm still going to screw with you, just so you know. Okay. Yeah, sure. You'll find me in the city of Houston. All right. Sounds good.
Who said that?
Somebody who lives in West Houston.
Oh.
Yeah, Young. It's the kind of thing, man, where we've thought, like, we're not going to live there our whole lives or anything, but it's the right next step, you know? And it's good cost of living, all that kind of stuff. All right. So we've already written scripts to run maneuvers and stuff like that. Cool. So right now it's aligning to the maneuver vector. And what it does is it time warps up until about, I think, a minute before the burn, something like that. I forget exactly what I've done it and set it as. Texas, Tennessee, Kentucky, and okay, cool, man. Wait, why did it stop us 15 minutes out? Oh, because of the alarm. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. The in-game alarm screws with the script. I kind of don't really like the alarm system they built into the game. I kind of prefer Kerbal Alarm Clock anyway. I might switch over to that. Okay, so it locks onto the maneuver, and then it's going to stay there for like, I think 10 or 30 seconds or something, like 10 seconds. Then it time warps to about 30 seconds before the maneuver needs to start. And that's what it's doing now. I think the one thing I'm going to miss the most, Caveman, is the ability to be able to drive an hour and go snowboarding. That I'm going to miss in a big way, man. But I'm only going like once or twice a year now anyway. So that's just just go fly to Colorado or something, man. Like just call it a day. In about 2 seconds, we start the burn. Oh, the thrust limiter is also super low still. Okay. Yeah, so we'll have about, I don't know, like 400 or 500 Delta V left to play around with in the Joule system here. Which will be interesting. Right, see snow once or twice in a decade. Well, I remember reading about this, and this was back when I followed hockey a lot more. I was seeing one winter like 5 years ago, something like this, plus or minus a year or two. There was actual frozen ponds that were deep frozen enough for pond hockey in northern Texas. Which I thought was interesting. Very interesting, because I saw pictures. And it was definitely a thing in parts of northern Texas one winter. I don't know, maybe this cold snap this last winter, things kind of went nuts too. Who knows? Yeah, but that's not going to be the norm, right? So I'll almost likely have to fly to Colorado to go snowboarding or something. Nice, XLA. Do you ever like go? Do they do like pond hockey and stuff in the winter? That's super cool. I love that stuff. You live in Denver? Nice, man. I visited Denver and Boulder once Freaking beautiful area, man. When we started to think about where we were going to move, or if we were going to stay and buy a house here, Denver and Boulder area were on the list of places that we were kind of looking at jobs and stuff before I got the job in Houston. Because I had to look for jobs in these locations that we thought about living in, just in case whatever job wasn't fully remote. So upside, you'll get to laugh at people when they freak out and shut the city down because a snowflake hit the ground. Automod held that because of the word snowflake. Automod should learn a little grammar and understand the usage of the word, I guess, but that's easily abusable, right? It's open basically all winter because of how thick the ice is, and it's huge, so they make a big general skating area and multiple hockey rinks. That's freaking cool, man. Nice. Coolest weather I've ever felt was in Amarillo. Am I reading that right? That's minus 40. I've been in minus 14 skiing once as a kid, and they literally would not let you out on the mountain if you did not have every inch of your skin covered. If you had any skin covered, they'd send you back to the lodge to buy whatever you need. And it was like a safety thing. They were not letting people out. G-Funky, you play hockey, man. What state? You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. What state do you live in, man? So, we are in Joule orbit. We've got some Delta V to play around with. I'm not super interested in like dealing with maneuvers and a bunch of crap like that right now, and trying to plan that out, but let's get some science right now. So right now we've got 62 science, and we have a connection barely, 4%. You know, casual. So let's open up kOS, and we can run some experiments. Now, there's one experiment on here I haven't coded into the script yet, and that is this guy right here. We're using restock. It's all visual stuff that doesn't actually change anything. So some of the experiments might look slightly different. But we have this thing that is not coded into the experiment script, but we do have the magnetometer, the thermometer, and barometer. So I have to tag them so the script finds them. What I need to do is improve the script to automatically detect them and not make me have to go in and name them like this. That would be ideal. Just haven't had time to optimize that, I suppose. In LA. Oh, gotcha. Okay. I mean, you could probably still go play some pond hockey in frickin' Colorado, man. No balls. All right, so run experiments. Okay, so in the script, I have coded a little UI. So we are in Joule orbit. Where the hell is Joule? I promise you we're in Joule orbit. There it is. There's, I think, Lathe. It's been many years since I've actually done a mission out to Joule, because I've been playing Kerbal Space Program for like 9 years. A lot of it has been on RealismOverhaul, which is RSS, like Real Earth and all that stuff. So I actually haven't been to the planet Joule in KSP in a very, very long time. So magnetometer, we're going to run it. It takes a second to deploy it and run the experiment. And then it's going to tell us collected, I think it is here, next to it on the button. Collected, there we go. And I coded all this. We got the thermometer collected, we got the barometer collected. So we started with 62 science, okay? Let's transmit. And I'm curious how quickly our charge will run out, because we're out at Joule, right? And we're running solar, so be interesting to see. Let's transmit. Okay, it actually transmitted all of it before it died. Nice. Nice, Mason. I do that all the time, sitting through EJ's raids to people. I do it too. How you doing, Mason? Okay, so we just got 110, 114 science. Not bad at all. I want to see real quick. At AP here, if we do a little bit of retro, how much is that going to cost us to lower down to get low Joule science? See, the problem here becomes no. I really want to be able to maybe grab some flybys or something. Let's see if we can snag a lathe one, or if that's even possible from here in a reasonable amount of time. That's a 435 delta V burn in 9 days. That's less ideal. That's less than ideal. What about going out to here, Vol? 467 delta V. These are all going to really tap our delta V. I thought we would have been able to do better. A lot of it's because we have a really high perigee. We're not really taking advantage of O-berth here. If we had a low perigee, then we might have a much more optimal situation to be able to reach the outer moons and stuff. Here, barometer. That's goddamn right. Okay. So I think we basically just got to pick one, man. I suppose Lathe might be kind of cool. Val, what does Val even look like? I think Val looks a bit cooler than Lathe. Lathe is just like discount Kerbin. Mason, 2 static fires tonight, man. What do you think of that? Oh, the Vactor and Slapper firings, I did too. I'm really glad that I came up with those on our Discord, Mason, and it's stuck. Vactors and Slaptors for the sea level Raptors, man. And Bactors for the booster variant Raptors. You guys heard it here. I've been saying it on my Discord. I came up with that shit months ago. Okay, so let's see here. After this orbit, it changes our orbit some, yeah. I was kind of wanting to come in retrograde in our flyby. That slows us down. What if we actually went prograde through our flyby? Boost us out a little bit. So gravity here is 0.23 Gs. Yeah, let's actually, hold on. What direction is prograde around Joule right now? Okay, thought so. Let's actually move that to the other side of Vol here. See where that sends us. Oh, that's cute. We're gonna have like 20 delta V, but that's cute. That also puts our perigee relatively right on the money with Vol. I wonder if we could get a second flyby of Vol eventually. That'd be real cute. Interesting. We almost get a pole flyby, which is very cute. I also love that Falcon loves those terms. Oh, he loves those terms, as you know. I'm gonna go ahead. Let's do this. Let's do this. 10. That's a little sus to me, actually. 20. I feel better about that. I do feel better about that. You know, it's probably fine. Come on, Kerbin. Give me a connection. Okay, here we go. Let's go in and run this maneuver. What? What's up, Bill? How you doing? Welcome in, man. Yeah, there's some edge cases where the script doesn't work perfectly. Like if we hit one of the in-game alarms during the script for the maneuver, it screws the whole thing up. I had to program around that, I think. That's all stuff I can optimize, absolutely. Okay. Yeah, Mason, you and everybody else, man. Me too. So I think I'm pretty confident that Starship will make it to orbit. I don't have any worries about that. But surviving re-entry kind of feels like a little bit of a stretch because of the tiles. Almost the perfect maneuver. Almost. 15 kilometers, though, I'm happy with that. That's fine with me. That's fine with me. Okay, so let's get them the blah, 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 blah. When is that flyby, actually? It's like a couple days or something? Day and 5 hours. Okay, not bad. A little worried about reentry. Oh, yeah. Definitely me too, man. Okay, let's get some high science. Well, we got connection at least. Magnetometer is running. I really need to get that script to be able to handle this bigger experiment that we brought with us. Okay, so that's collected. Let's run the thermometer. Let's run the barometer. Right now we're at 176. And we're at 324. Nice. It's about 150 or so. Cool, man. Now let's go for some low science. Now we're going to collect the experiments. Whether we can send them back during this flyby is another question because of connection stuff. It'll be fine. I hope so. I obviously want it to be. I don't want it to crash on reentry. But with all the tile issues, man, I wouldn't be surprised. I know they're going to get really good data and they'll figure it out. I think it's really important to understand that SpaceX isn't afraid to break something, you know? Should do it safely, obviously, but failure is good data. I think a lot of people don't realize that. Okay, we are transmitting low science. We're up to 490 now. Hell yeah. That's a lot. That's going to get us a lot of stuff that we need. Okay. Goodbye, Vol. I've literally never landed on you before. See you later. Go fast and break other people's things. So, I have this pet thing that I like to say about Tesla and SpaceX, okay? In the case of Tesla, they're a software company that happens to also manufacture and sell cars. SpaceX is a software company that happens to build rockets. And I'm obviously memeing more than anything. But this whole like break fast and fail forward thing, that's software development strategies in a nutshell these days. Like a lot of software teams employ that kind of development cycle. So I'm not at all surprised. Oh, I'm still okay. All right, so we are back in Joule orbit with a whopping 21 Delta V. I'll come check on this thing periodically and see if we can just do a little spurt of Delta V somewhere to get one last little flyby in. And eventually, I know that this thing is going to have this other experiment on there that we can come back and run once we tweak up the script to be appropriate. Let's close that window. Okay. Excuse me, that's a lot. Let's go back and see what we can do with that. I want to, since I'm going to be there for this launch, man, I want to feel it. I want to feel it in my bones. A super heavy launching, man, with 28. Man, I just cannot believe it. Okay, so we got that. We're going to need the bigger tanks. Really going to need some other tanks as well. But we can grab that. I can't really quite grab this yet. Although that would be pretty nice to get the vectors. The Schmar-S Schmini 5s. Or we can just get these tanks. I think those tanks are probably appropriate because then we can rock the Cheetah, we can rock the mainsail and other miscellaneous items, right? That'll be good for a next bigger rocket. Okay. Nuclear engines we'll probably reserve for like crewed missions and stuff like that are coming up for interplanetary stuff whenever we do that. And of course, because of our playthrough rules, we're gonna have a pilot on board so we can pilot all that stuff by hand. We don't have to do the kOS stuff for those crewed missions. Although I still like using the kOS stuff, so we'll kind of use it still here and there. Okay, so we've got the ELU mission coming up here soon. And I just want to get it out of the way. It's going to be a big warp, which I usually don't like to do. But we'll just go ahead and do it. Guess I'll have to keep coming back and check on it. Now, this one's going to be interesting. We had some connection problems at Joule because Kerbin was also almost on the opposite side of the sun. Now, I really want us to be able to get some data with this ELU flyby. Where is Kerbin right now? Oh, Jesus Christ, Kerbin's on the other side of the sun. The way we've been playing this playthrough is I can still run the code, but I can't transmit the data. So we're going to at least do this flyby at ELU. I think we can actually circularize there. I don't remember. We're going to have to wait for it to get in range, in communications range again. Because at the shortest distance between the two planets, the antenna planer mod that I used detects however many antennas you got at location A to location B, and at least the closest, and probably it falls off somewhere in between. Like right now, they're in almost full opposition, so of course it's not going to reach. But we can do the maneuvers, we can run the experiments, we just can't send back the data yet. That's the way we've been playing it so far. Jesus, 0.9 meters per second is this burn coming up. Okay, I can't even change the thrust limiter. That's spicy. Okay, 24 days from now, we got a burn coming up. Little tiny correction burn. Oh, we are flashing a connection. Okay. It's barely reaching. We got 1%. Jesus. So we might actually be able to go ahead and send this data back. We'll see. If we can keep that 1%, because what's happening right now is like moons or something is getting in the way. That's why it's like flashing 1% periodically. All right. Let me go ahead and get rid of that alarm. What's up, Nuggets? How you doing, buddy? Welcome in, man. Need to find out if there's a way to default this window. Not quick loadable mode? Nope. I don't revert. Unless it's like a game thing. I sometimes give myself like a once per week mulligan, just like revert if I screw something up, you know? But I try to avoid using it if I can. And at the most, it's only once a week. The way we've balanced our playthrough and made it more challenging is everything beyond Kerbin's SOI. So the moons of Kerbin, Mun and Minmus, don't count. Beyond that, if I don't have a pilot on board the craft, even just like an engineer Kerbal, I have to have a pilot beyond Kerbin's SOI, or I'm coding everything with kOS. Like maneuvers and experiments and landings and dockings and stuff like that. Little tiny burn, man. Baby burn. But Nuggets, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Okay. Don't do that yet. Okay, so we've got a big old burn coming up. Let's go check this out. Hey, thank you for the follow, RH. That is what I'm gonna call you. Why? Hold on a second here. I feel like something is weird here. I think this burn that we just did doesn't feel like it was accurate. Because I remember planning this trajectory where we came in much lower. Let's try to throw a little maneuver together real quick. Oh, we need a connection. I wonder if we are past the window of even being able to get a connection. So I don't think I'll be able to plan a maneuver otherwise. All right, just fine. Sounds good, buddy. Yeah, we might have just escaped communications range from Kerbin. That sucks. I really wanted to... Oh, no. Oh, we just had it for a second. Hold on a second here. Oh, that's not going to help me right now. Yeah, for like a tiny second there, we had a connection. I gotta try to stop the time warp when we get it. Because we're at like the very reaches of what this probe can handle this far away from Kerbin. Because Kerbin's on the other side of the sun right now. Okay, stop. Okay, cool. All right, so let's see if we can do a little bit of a thing here. I want to delete that maneuver. That's already a bad one. 1 second here. Go over maneuver 1, maneuver 2. Can we not? There we go. Got one Duna nuclear tug in LKO right now for the Apollo Duna mission, so that's nice. Hell yeah, dude. Awesome. Oh my. Like the tiniest burn is going to do this. 0.1 meter per second. 0.1. Okay, so say we came into Elu real low, right? Then what kind of fuel would it be if we dumped most of our Delta V into a retro burn here? Can we even afford that burn? Wow, we can actually circularize at Elu. That is amazing. That's amazing. That is actually amazing. I do want low and high science though. Let's do a little bit of something like that, probably. Yeah. Okay, let's do it. So in 5 hours, we got one more maneuver to run. And then we'll head into Elu. Yeah, well, okay, so that's a kOS thing. I guess you can set if you can even open kOS when you don't have a connection. So the way I've been playing the playthrough Roblox is I've been allowing me to kind of like push code to the probe and run maneuvers and stuff. but I can't send any data back when I don't have a connection. If that makes sense. So we're like literally at the very edge of communications range right now. We got unlucky. I wasn't able to figure out how to plan the trajectory such that Kerbin was on the correct side of the sun. So we had an easier time. This little baby 0.2 meters per second burn. Yeah, I didn't even see anything happen right now. I'm sure it like barely flashed on the thruster there. So let's see. Yeah, that did nothing. I mean, this perigee is still super far. Yeah, look at that. Okay, so we're gonna have to yeah, we're gonna need to do that again. Let's warp a little bit till we get a connection again. Cool, we got a connection. So we gotta get rid of this maneuver because that's no longer gonna be good. Let me give us a maneuver. I could probably wait a little bit, actually. Let's wait a little bit. That way, it actually intentionally takes more delta V, meaning we have a little bit of a longer burn, so it can be a little bit more accurate. I think that's what we're going to try here. Ooh, and this is going to allow us to come in polar too. That's actually a nice little benefit there. Okay. So that's that. I like that. That's 32 seconds. I can appreciate 32 seconds. All right, so now let's plan this maneuver. So that's 13 meters per second. So we're going to have about 1570 delta V or so. So let's pop a big retro burn here. I know we've got the fuel, but it's going to be really, really close. Yeah, okay. Actually, we'll have about 100 LTV to play around with, so that's good. So let's warp up 207 days. I normally don't like to warp this far, guys. I give it like a couple of months at best. But I just want to get these interplanetary stuff out of the way, and then we'll be able to do a lot of stuff. We're gonna get that big Sentinel payout too. One more, and then there's the payout. We have about 770K right now, and then now we're up to 960 because we just finished that contract. Nice. And then I think we're gonna build the outpost at Minmus. We've already built this, actually. We designed it last stream. I think with this new rocket that we need to build, we'll build it to be capable to get that thing out there. And that thing's got all the solar, the drilling, the tanks. So yeah, we're putting a refinery out there for that. Are we in Elu's SOI yet? Oh, this freaking antenna mod is in the way. Hello? Well, it warped us past the burn, which is spicy. I don't think the burn... See, the problem here is the burn is not... The burn is not going to execute correctly because it's past the burn time. I'm still going to run the burn, but I got to go pull the code out for locking to the maneuver vector. Just because, I mean, this far out, that's going to be fine. Okay, so lock steering. Hold on, let's clear screen for a second, see what I'm doing. So it's going to be... I'm pulling this right out of the script I wrote. Oh, wait a second. No, that should be good. Okay. Okay. So we've got that locked. Now I need to focus on ELU so I know when to turn off the engines, essentially. So we're going to send a command that's a manual throttle. And then I'm going to get the command to shut off the throttle at the right time. And we've got 32 seconds, right? So it's not going to be like a really hard thing to shut off at the right time. So it's going to be lock throttle to 1. There we go. It's a little late, of course, but that should not be a big deal. This far out, that, you know, a couple of minutes late is not a big deal. Okay, so let's get the lock throttle to 0 ready. $40K, not bad. I'm okay with that. That could have gone a lot of different ways. Abso-freaking-lutely. Okay. Okay, so there's our connection that we need. So let's delete that maneuver. Why is my control locked? What? Unclear locks. Thank you very much. What? Delete it. Thank you. And then we're going to run that maneuver. Let's go do that. We just lost connection. We're not going to be able to send data right now. It's interesting, the way that it's behaving with starting the burn time. That doesn't seem right. I'll have to look at that a little bit later. All right. So our orbital insertion burn at ELU. Just look at that thing, man. They have really made these planets in the base game look way better than they used to, man. Yeah, I knew if I did, man. I did. So welcome in, dude. What drew you to Kerbal? How'd you think to look up Kerbal on Twitch, man? This looks freaking sick, doesn't it, though? I don't know how much of this is the visual mods. I'm not aware. But I don't see a lot of visual mod action happening here. At least I don't think so. My totally uneducated opinion. Played over 70 hours off and on the last couple years and finally completed the Rosetta mission. Nice, dude. That's cool. That's cool, man. I've been playing this game since it's been out, man. 9-10 years, something like that. I've got thousands of hours in this game. Thousands. I normally play I normally play what's called Realism Overhaul for Kerbal. It's a big mod overhaul that makes you have to deal with fuel boil off and all kinds of other stuff. There's a long list of features for RO. But I decided this playthrough I was going to take a step back. I still have some mods, but it's kind of a lightly modded install. The gameplay is pretty intact. I haven't really touched the gameplay with the mods. Oh, you did? Cool, man. Cool. Welcome in, dude. All right. I want data. Give me data. Just give me a signal. We might have actually gotten out of range this time. I wonder where. Oh, nope. There's the data. Okay, so let's quickly go over here. The only thing, Noop, that I have does not that I've used to affect the gameplay. I'm playing on hard mode difficulty, and on top of that, I've come up with some gameplay rules where I have to, if I don't have a pilot on the craft, even like engineers and scientists don't count. I have to have a pilot on the craft if I'm away from Kerbin. Mun and Minmus don't count on this rule. But anywhere past that, interplanetary, I have to have a pilot, or I have to use a mod called kOS, Kerbal Operating System, where you code your own launches and stuff. Like right now, to do this maneuver to get here, let me show you the code actually. Boom. So this executed the maneuver that I planned. All this code, this whole script right here is just to execute the maneuver that I pre-planned. All right. There's a function in here for determining how long the maneuver should take, how long the burn time is. That's all what that is. And then that data is used somewhere else in the script and so on. And I've also, because I can't do this manually, I coded a little. Oh, I know why. I coded a little experiment thing so I can run the experiments remotely as well. But I have to tag the parts with certain names so the script finds them. What I need to do is automate the script a little more, so it just automatically detects what's there. I don't even have this experiment here plugged into the script yet. It's not, the script doesn't even know that thing is there. So it's all stuff I got to improve with the script. So here's my little UI. Let's run the magnetometer. Where's Elu? So the magnetometer takes a second. I think there's a specific ground station on Kerbal that it's able to talk to. Probably. Okay, so that's there. Let's run the thermometer. Let's run the barometer. Okay, and the way that I've been playing the connection stuff with this particular playthrough, I can run the code and stuff when I don't have a connection, but I cannot send back science without it. So we've got all that. So let's, I coded the UI to say collected when I run it. So let's transmit it all. And there it all goes. Nice. So now we've got 366 science. Nice. We've already researched some stuff today, so that's great. Then let's try to get some low science while we still have this connection right now. I really hope we don't lose our connection by the time we're at perigee. Right now. Oh, let's go. Somewhere out there is Kerbin. Okay, so let's run the magnetometer again. Okay, give me collected. Thermometer and barometer. Cool, so we got those. Right now we've got 366. Let's transmit. Let's see what we get. Nice. Okay, and now we've got 591. Hell yes, that is awesome. I need to have the script automatically detect what's there, and I don't want to have to rename the parts every time. That's all stuff I know how to do in the script, I just haven't done it yet. Are we lost in space? Almost, but not quite. Not quite. Bill, what you up to, man? Okay, so our Joule probe just got us these two nodes. Then I could also... got 500 science right now. I'm very tempted to get this. Very tempted to get this. gives us so much opportunity. But then we're really getting the big tanks to take all that stuff. But at the same time, what the hell am I gonna... Yeah, What else would I spend this stuff on is the question. Let's see. I think we get the rocketry node. Because we'll get the Vector, we'll get the Wolfhound, and this other stuff, man. I don't know. Elon's home base? No, that's Duna. That's Duna. Elon just wants to go home to Duna. Okay. I can't think of anything else that I want. The aerodynamics. I need the bigger fairings, man. I kind of need those bigger fairings, like a lot. Ooh, that is super tempting to get actually instead. Because I haven't even unlocked the 375. And given that we just got these tank types here, I can then grab this 375 fairing. I think this is the smarter choice. I think that's the smarter choice. Because we've got a very big payload we're gonna have to try to fit. I forgot the name of it. Yeah, we gotta take that. We don't have a choice, man. Okay. All right, now out of this, kind of money we're looking at, let's buy all that. That's expensive to buy everything up, so we're gonna wait on that actually. Just buy what we need only. So the next thing we're gonna do is we've got a big old payload that we designed last stream that is going to be our refinery on Minmus. And it was redeemed with channel points to be called Cockstritch Base. And so it's got the ore tanks, it's got fuel tanks, which is this guy right here and this guy right here. The drills, the convertitrons, it's got those up there. Got a bunch of solar panels everywhere. It's ready. But the problem here, and it's got the ability to land itself with these, using the fuel that it's going to take with it. However, the problem here very quickly became that the fairing was not big enough. So how wide? Oh, this can go very wide. Okay. This first launch of this new rocket is going to look very ridiculous. I'm just going to tell you guys right now. It's going to look real stupid. Because I got to fit this thing on there. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. You know what I didn't put on here was RCS. Let's do that first. Sensor Kerbal fairing. Oh, absolutely. Not a childish name, I swear. Oh, of course it's not. Of course it's not. Yeah, I usually don't do the Kerbal fairings, man. But I'm busting it out for this mission. What? Is this not in two-way? Okay, yeah, that one wasn't in 2A. Okay. I feel like that should be enough. I feel like that should be enough. Snackless. How's it going, buddy? Snackless, isn't it funny that you're actually playing RO now, finally? After all this freaking time, and I'm over here making this monstrosity kind of thing? God, this is so stupid looking. Oh my god. Dear Lord. Okay. Alright. Did fly today? Survived Chicago for once? No way, nice. So you flew a plane. You guys, Snackless is like training to be a pilot and stuff. How cool is that? Gotta put a little probe core or something or other in here, right? I think we should buy this. A decent reaction wheel in the upper stage. Then in here, we'll stuff some COPVs for RCS. Oh! Nice, but you are a pilot. That is a thing. Wait a frick. Do I not have any that are wide enough for this? This big fairing? Seriously right now? Really? Well, that's a bit of a pickle. Okay. Yeah. About that. I really don't know if the smaller one could do it. I'm like 90% sure it cannot. I'm pretty sure we checked that already. Yeah, it doesn't even go wide enough. Okay, well, that sucks. This is not that. Okay. You know, we've got one of those where I'm going to be moving to. And I was like, I kind of want to do that. Well, I could do the fairing body of the rocket. Like, that's a thing that I could do. Just wasn't planning on doing that. That's okay, I suppose. Yeah, I want to do one of those too, man. I want to do one of those too. Broke the Karbon line, hell yeah. What diameter is your sounding rockets, Snackless? I'm curious. Because there's a surprising amount of like meta to the early game of RO. It's a very interesting thing. Oh, okay. Yeah, for those early sounding rockets, man, you wouldn't think, but you want to use the skinniest avionics you can and do not make your craft any wider except for the fins. There's something down here in your VAB, there's going to be a button called FAR. That's the mod called Ferrum Aerospace Research that changes the aerodynamics to be a lot more realistic. If you click around the UI, there's something called a transonic drag analysis you can do. And I think the Aerobee avionics unit is 0.3 meters exactly. You want your entire rocket body to be 0.3 meters for most of your sounding rockets. You can get Karbon line first launch if you have a 0.3 meter sounding rocket, exactly. Because you're not adding like 0.38, 0.41. These things significantly reduce your total altitude on a sounding rocket. You wouldn't think so because it's such a small change. But any extra diameter blows up your transonic drag. more than you think. And that heavily affects your sounding rocket capability early on. So just think about that kind of stuff. But this is all stuff you'll learn playing RO. Absolutely, I have no doubt whatsoever. So I actually had too much fuel. Yeah, dude, that happens, man. All stuff you will learn. What's up, Mano? How you doing, buddy? Welcome in. Okay. Rocket planes are fun. Hell yeah, they are. Look through the wiki where you found the install guides, Necklace. I'm assuming you found the install guide, or else your install is probably not correct in the first place. Go into that wiki and click around in the wiki. There's some tutorials and stuff in there, roughly. But they've made a lot of changes recently. So there's a category of playing RO called RO speedrunning. Well, technically RP1 speedrunning, and it's different than like sitting down and running through the game. It's more like as quickly as possible. It's more speedrunning in the sense you're trying to beat certain calendar dates. So speedrunners, before a lot of the recent changes with residual fuels is a big one, could make orbit in like 52. Or 51 if you really pushed it. Like super min-maxy. Now, first orbit, if you're really pushing it, it's 52, 53. Realistically, you could probably hit orbit. You know, it depends, you know. You can basically beat all the major stuff like Apollo, Voyager, you know, things like that. You can beat Sputnik. You can beat the shuttle. You get the shuttle tech. Like one run, I got Raptors in like the late 70s, for example. So it really just depends on your strategies of how you go about research and what missions you run and when you run those missions and stuff like that. That's all like the meta min-maxy, right? Don't worry about any of that kind of crap. Just play through and have some fun for now. No Espanol. No. It's happened that I got orbit early 56. Yeah. For like years, it took me a while to like. I always had a hard time with the early game, you know. Mid to late game is where I excel in our in-realism overhaul. The early game I used to struggle a lot more with. They have really improved the early game in RO, big time. The gameplay is way more fun now. I still kind of don't like the sounding rocket grind, and there's already work someone's doing to skip it. And like if you are wanting to maybe start directly with like just before orbital tech or something, instead of having to do all the progression. But that's not ready yet. Like it's going to be an official thing. You'll be able to like start at a certain time, whatever, right? But that's not a thing yet. So yeah, downrange three yeah. That's absolutely one of the best ones to take to get your progression moving quicker. And a lot of the whole like speed running thing is taking a contract, maybe possibly knowing that you can't do it right away, but you're getting it for the advancement on the contract to get the advanced payout early so you can use it. Right? So this is all RP1 strategy stuff. What you should be focused on, Snackless, is just learning, man. It's just learning how RO works, what to click to do certain things. Like a lot of that's the hardest stuff with RO. I've said for a long time that I'm not certain that the RO new player experience is good. They've done a very good job, but still it's like, okay, well, what if I want to do this in RO? You know, like what? It's just like knowing where to click to do things, I guess. Base game is hard now when you've been playing for nearly 10 years, man. Learning how to avoid fare and deleting your rocket. That's a way to put it, man. That is a way to put it. Yeah, I translated that message. That's a very inappropriate message, so that guy's gone. I don't mind the Spanish. I can't communicate with him, but what he did say was very, very inappropriate. So goodbye. Base game is hard. Yeah, I mean, I read that already, but it can be. It can be. What's our delta V here? That's not bad. It's not bad. It could be better. Part of this is the whole like tanks within the freaking fairing thing. I hate that. I really do. I don't like that. I really thought I had bigger tanks already, man. I think there's a way to solve this problem to account for not having the bigger part sizes. It's even funnier that you're doing tanks and fairings. I know, man. I know. Is this all stuff you would have ever thought you'd see me do in this game, Snaggles? I'm gonna bet it's not. Nice, okay. It was a matter of time before I tried RO. Yeah, I'm excited, man. This is what I've been saying for a long time, is I wish more of you guys would play RO. Because I know you could do so much better than me, and you could do some really amazing stuff. I've been playing RO for a very long time, but I really think a lot of you guys could do so much better than me at RO. I really do. I'm excited to see what you do, man. No pressure or anything. No pressure. Oh god, hold on a second here. Oh, that TWR though. Oh, that is so not the right engine for this application. Oh, it's like really not. Oh, it's so bad. I should have looked at that before. Okay. So the Cheetah is very weak. I'm gonna bet that that's a lot more appropriate for some kind of upper stage or something. So let's do this. It's still a 0.17. Jesus, man. What if we did that? It's a 0.22. That's 1400 delta V. That's enough to get us out to Minmus, right? Look at the RO2. Never heard of it. It's called Realism Overhaul, Noop. Come hang out with us in Discord, man. If you have issues with it, let me know. What you want to do, look into what Realism Overhaul is. It's very, very challenging. It's extremely hard, but it's very fun. And I would say make sure you find, if you're going to put together an install for it, make sure you find the install guide on the Realism Overhaul wiki and follow every single letter of the guide. Do not skip a single step or you will not have a functioning install that works correctly. Just letting you know. Yeah, it does, doesn't it, man? It's cool what you can do with all the recolor stuff now. You used to not be able to do that in a row. TCAM makes the install not that hard. Oh, it's super easy nowadays. You used to have to go to like every mod's GitHub page and do all that stuff yourself, but CCAN makes it stupid easy now. I personally like going into Sandbox before RP1 to learn a little. What? No, that is so not the right way to do it. I'm calling you out on this, Shaw. There's no way in hell that that's the right thing to do. And let me tell you why. There is so much in the parts list that it's very easy to become overwhelmed. If you're not the kind of person that gets overwhelmed by that kind of thing, then sure, whatever. But I think for like 99% of players considering RO, that's a terrible idea. I'll be honest with you. I think they should just do RP1. The progression kind of gives them the appropriate basics and stuff. Yeah, there's like some drama with that I don't care to get into, to be honest with you. I don't know what it's all about, so don't even ask, but it's like some weird stuff with that. I don't know. Maybe I'm inventing things in my head that don't exist. Yeah, his mods are great, man. I think he's got like a Soviet engines mod that's really nice. He's got some other stuff too. Definitely gonna need the mainsail, I think, right? Yeah. Oh no, we're still not even, let's see, hold on a second here. We need an upper stage now. I think we might go with like this one right here, yeah. The skiff. Let's just check delta V values real quick here. Yeah, he does. He does. I remember that. Okay, that's good delta V. Pretty terrible TWR though. I think we do a double skiff here probably for this stage. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, so let's grab one of the fairing pieces. Oh no, we're gonna need a decoupler actually, won't we? No? No, not decoupler. What am I thinking? Holcam is awesome, Snackless. I'm really glad that you picked that up. It's it definitely is one of the better mods for like immersion and stuff like that, especially during docking, man. Holcam is awesome to use for docking because it does that thing. I don't know if you've seen it on my stream before, but I use Holcam religiously, and it turns the docking camera into giving you like X, Y, Z velocities. Oh, dude, it's so great. It's awesome. Hello? Do I need the engine plate? That's still not very good TWR. In fact, it's pretty awful. I think we're gonna go with maybe like a 3-engine or 4-engine version here. If I can even fit it all in here, Jesus. Okay. I'm not sure we're gonna be able to fit it actually. Probably do 3. Yeah, that barely fits, but it does. Yeah, dude, that's cool, isn't it? Yeah, I like doing that a lot. NRO. Use it for things like your interplanetary flybys and stuff too, man. When parts are intertwined, does it reduce optimal stats? What do you mean? God, I hate that freaking fairing so much. 0.52 TWR. It's gross. You know what? I think I am gonna try the 4-way. I think we might be able to swing it. Let's see. Shit. It's pushing it. We'll try it. I did not rotate that the way that I wanted. There we go. Okay, those fit. Let's do it. It's a very expensive launch, Jesus Christ. Yeah, the game doesn't know that it's overlapping tanks. Let's put it that way. Yeah. And the fairing provides extra mass too. That's what kind of sucks. It is heavy to fairing cover the entire rocket like that. So it's not without its drawbacks, that's for sure. What? That is really cutting it close on the size, man. But it makes it. That's a little too tall. There we go. It's better. Yes, these are all things, man, that you will be able to do. God, this launch is so expensive. I wonder if it's because of the payload, maybe. Yeah, the payload is what's expensive. That's only 50K for the rocket. We add that on, that's another 70K. Okay, I feel less crazy about this rocket now, so I'm okay with using it for big missions that need it. We need a name for this rocket, by the way. Oh, cool, X-Late. Let me see. Yeah, you got a picture. That's cool. They should collab with Hulkan. That's pretty good. We don't want that to be staged. Let's do that. Oh. Where's the node for that? There it is. All right, what first stage do we want to put on here? Bunch of main sails, probably. Yeah. It's the highest thrust we can fit in one unit area by far. Moby, nice. Doesn't have a lens cap stuck on failure. I understood that reference. What a freaking problem to have, man, right? That whole story is nuts, by the way. Hey, Ronan, thanks for the raid, man. How's it going, buddy? Welcome in. Ronan, how was your stream, man? What did you do? Thank you for the raid, dude. Classic car loving Barry. Welcome in, buddy. What? Why? Delta V? Hello? Why am I not getting any Delta V readouts from this stage? It's because of how it's attached with the engine plates or something. We stranded and then rescued Valentina on the Mun. Nice. I feel like Valentina is the Kerbal that everyone loses and strands somewhere. That's like a thing. It's a thing among KSP players. You always kill Jeb on your first launch, and then Valentina gets stranded somewhere later. What is the rocket you're making? I am making a custom one. I'm not getting any Delta V out of the first stage for some reason. It's got to be the whole engine plate situation. There's no doubt about it. I think we don't attach these with engine plates. So I think that's what's screwing it up. I'll just find a way to attach them, I suppose. I don't know, Venus, Russia. We made Jeb do the grunt work, as one does, obviously. I mean, are you really playing Kerbal if Jeb's not your grunt, who is definitely the one that's willing to die, you know? I feel like you're not even playing the game if that's not what's happening for you. I mean, if anybody here wants to try to prove me wrong about that, I would say you're welcome to try, but you're wrong. So I automatically win that argument. You know? Okay, now we're actually getting Delta V out of that stage. Okay. Always the ones that are going to die, like in Star Trek. That's true. That's true. You try, but you're wrong. I mean, I'm always right. That's the first lesson around here. I'm always right. No, I'm not actually that kind of person. Don't worry. Except, you know, I'm right all the time. We don't need to talk any other details here, okay? I'm just always right. Because a Facebook article confirms my biased opinions about a topic I know nothing about, so, you know. Isn't that how people, like, talk to each other these days, you know? I heard it on Facebook. Obviously a joke, by the way. I feel like I gotta spell that out. I hate that these fairings just delete themselves, man. It gets a little annoying. Okay, so that's good. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. I believe that's probably going to go off maybe like right here. Something's funky about this staging. Okay, so this needs to go up here. Then boom, boom. The truth's the truth and the truthiest truth. Yeah, let's not get into that topic, okay? About Deadless is nipped that in the bud, please. I'm sure I don't have to explain why. But let's put the kibosh on that one. Okay, this thing is ready for flight. I guess. Wait, did I put an antenna on the payload? I did, and we very specifically do not want to take any Kerbals with us right now. Okay. Let's see. I don't know if it's tall enough. Oh, it's tall enough. It's got the delta V it needs to. We're getting out the Minmus, so the first 2 stages will get us to orbit. We'll get to orbit with a little bit of fuel left in this stage. That stage plus this stage gets it to Minmus and maybe helps it land a little bit. I don't know. We'll do the initial landing burn with the upper stage here, ditch the upper stage, and then we'll land that. Now, number 1, if you guys look at your channel point rewards, you can name this thing if you want. I do need a name. But also, we need to fly a lander mission out there and find a good landing spot for the refinery, right? So I believe we already designed that as well. Let's double check these. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so Cockstritch base is ready. Now, this is the payload. That's right. So we did design the Minmus Ore Explorer payload set. So we've already saved Cockstritch base on its launcher. We still need to come up with a name for the launcher. So we developed a little payload deployment system here. Each of these landers is capable of landing on Minmus. It's got enough delta V, easy. And it's going to land itself. It's going to scan the surface and tell us how much ore is there. And we've got 8 of them with us. So this has got to go on a rocket. And that rocket's got to go to Minmus first, which we'll probably just use one of our existing launchers for it. So let's do that real quick. Probably put it on the Jeff, I think. No, wrong Jeff. There's a variant that already has an extended fairing built. We could put it on the Grav Express, but I'm not sure the Grav Express is going to have the Delta V. Here's a Jeff extended fairing variant. Okay. Oh, we're even going to have to mess with fairing a little more even. Okay. Oh, God. Oh, God. I got to do it again. Oh, no. I hate it. I really can't wait to get the last bit of tech, man. Oh, it's so bad. Okay, let's double check our Delta V. Not Delta V, sorry. Staging. Boom. Actually, that staging is already perfect. Okay, perfect. Let's check this out. And Delta V, finally. Let's see. Let's root part that little guy. Boom. Oh, that's plenty of fuel to get to Minmus. Okay. And this is going to be on the Jeff Extended Wide Fairing, the EWF. And the engines we got to reroute. That new route like usual. Cool. Okay. I think we're ready. So yeah, we'll send this out to Minmus, find a good landing spot, and then we'll land the refinery. And that'll get us that contract money. I'm exhausted, man. I've not been sleeping good this week. Been really stressing about this house purchase, man. It's all good. It's going well. We close in not next Friday. 2 weeks from tomorrow. Let's put it that way. We close on the house. And then 3 weeks from today, we drive across the country, man. That's crazy. Okay, so the Jeff extended fairing variant should already have the launch settings in here for this one that we've put together. Let's target Minmus for 1. Launch to plane. Okay. Yeah, I think these launch settings are good. I don't think we need to make this much sharper. Okay, yeah, we're good. We're good. Let's do it. First one, yep. Never bought a house, man. First time for everything, right? Yeah, it's my wife and I were driving, man. So, took a couple days off work, and we are driving 32 hours to get there. Not in one day. We're splitting it up to 3 days. We're stopping in Arizona the first night. We're gonna stop in very, very far west Texas the second night, and then drive the other third of the trip the third day. And we're gonna be going down there with 2 dogs, 3 cats, and a gecko in his tank. The gecko's right over there. I bought him a little travel tank. He's in there now, getting used to it for the move. And we're driving the whole freaking clan down there, man. It's gonna be a big deal. Big trip. What the frick is happening here? I know exactly what's happening. I'm gonna use my once per week revert. It's a root part issue. Nah, man, nah. I've got the dogs and everything, man. Like it's a whole ordeal, dude. It's a whole ordeal. That makes the whole thing like a million times more stressful. I don't know. I had thought about it, but got enough distractions already. That's correct. We're not going to have any of our stuff. We're packing the pod. They're dropping the pod off at our house on the 5th. They picked the pod up like that, which is a Friday, which is also the day we close the house. Then they pick up the pod on like the 9th or something. And then we drive out the 11th. We get there on the 13th. And then the pod doesn't arrive to our new house until the 15th. So yeah, we're gonna be without furniture for some days. Air mattress gang, rise up. I guess. All right, let's go. We got the control point fixed. Oh, I do, Dad. I do, and they're gonna wear their harnesses so I can keep my little finger in the loop. Make sure they don't jump out the damn car. Hey, air mattresses slap. Yeah, well. Sounds like packing for a camping trip. Pretty much, man. Pretty much. It's feeling like midnight for me, Chivo. I'm telling you, bro. I'm already exhausted. I might save the... depending on how long all these landing missions take, because this can take a bit. I might save the actual base landing until tomorrow night. We'll see. We'll see. If we find a good spot, we don't need to keep landing more of these things, right? So maybe the first one we get lucky and find a really good spot, and we'll go from there. Just depends on how many it takes to find a good site. Yeah, Checo, I hear you, man. Well, luckily where we're moving, we got a bunch of family down there, man. So we're just gonna borrow an air mattress. We could always just go stay with somebody for a couple of days, but then we've got all our pets. So I don't want to put out family to take us in and our 6 pets, right? So we just gotta stuff it out for a couple of days till our crap gets there. We have a couch with a mattress in it that we're not taking with us. We're getting rid of. So we'll keep that here for those couple of days without furniture after we pack the pod before the move. We'll just sleep on the pull-out mattress on the couch, but on the other end, we're not taking that couch with us. And of course, it wouldn't arrive until the rest of the furniture does anyway. So once we get there, there's going to be those couple of days in the air mattress, which is not a big deal. We'll just borrow an air mattress from somebody in the family, or go buy our own, you know? Not a big deal. Yeah, we gotta go sell Diane's car. We've got a rental that we're picking up for her to drive. We wanted to sell her car anyway, as she also wants a Tesla, because we're gonna get solar and the charging and everything at the house. But we were gonna think of maybe just like holding onto her car, moving there, doing all that stuff, and then selling her car. But we realized, like, okay, well, I go through all the trouble of retitling the car in another state and all that stuff, and registering the car there and everything. We're just gonna sell her car here, because that process is gonna be much easier. We have a one-way rental that we've booked, and we just drop off the rental when we get there, kind of thing. Radar, what's up, man? How you doing? But yeah, so we need the 2 cars. We cannot do this drive with just one, so we rented her the thing. Yeah, check out. I got like a really lucky on this house, man. So like when you buy your first house, any of you who bought a house know this. You really can't be picky with what you want in the house, the aspects of the house. You just got to get your first house. I mean, you should have some choice over what you want, of course. But one of the very, very few like must-have things for me that was part of our house search was a good south-facing roof for purposes of solar. And the house has a great south-facing roof, no trees blocking it, lots of roof space that faces that direction, and everything. So it's all good to go. Can't make fun of you for burning anymore, but I can make fun of you for freezing. Gotcha. Solar and batteries is going to prevent that from happening to us. So we're going to do the Tesla. I don't know if we're going to get the Tesla panels. Definitely going to get the Tesla power walls. But I've heard that a lot of people tend to maybe get another brand of the actual solar panels, because you can get the same wattage output and all that stuff, same efficiency, just a different brand that's a lot cheaper. That might be just as good or better than the Tesla panels themselves. But obviously the Tesla Powerwall battery tech is like top notch. So, hi, Dad. Interesting first thing to say, Noob. How's it going? But yeah, we'll get the whole like charging thing and all that stuff set up. That's not like a huge priority right when we move there, but we'll get it done. We will get that done. I'll go ahead and just deploy these. Yeah, and we've already mapped out our drive. We know exactly where we're going, exactly what chargers we're stopping at. It's so easy. Like, people always ask me, like, well, how do you know you got to plan around charging your car? Well, you got to plan pumping up your damn gas. So, it's all the same thing, man. Just plug in the GPS, tell it I have a Tesla, and it's like, boom, 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 boom. Here's where you're going to stop. Easy. Trying to build SLS in stock KSP is just interesting. I'd love to see it, man, when you got it done. Post it in Discord, T-Man, so we can see. Yeah, check out. The solar roof is interesting. I was thinking if the roof was going to need to be done, we'd probably get that, right? Because it makes sense to do the solar panel roof, like the actual roof tiles, if you're already going to be replacing your roof, right? But if you're just replacing it to get the solar, it's not really that great of a financial idea to do. But the roof was done in the last 5 years, like 20-year warranty or whatever, so there's no point in doing that for us. It's so much easier than people think, X8. Yeah, way, way easier. And even if you don't have chargers in town, you can trickle charge at your house. Like, even I don't have any special anything at my house, and I can still plug in. It's got the little adapter for a regular plug. It's obviously very, very slow. But if you have an electrician come out and upgrade a couple of things in your garage or whatever, you can charge a lot faster at home. Like, for me, it takes like 2.5 days to charge full. with like just the ultra basic trickle charge. At the new house, I don't know the exact like wattage or whatever it's going to be, but we'll be able to charge very quick when we have the whole thing set up. Let's see an SLS version of RO. Oh yeah, you can do that easy. On my old RO install too, man, I can do that, no problem. I deleted that install to make some room for some stuff. Yeah, I think we can ditch this lower stage here. I don't want to deal with it. Let's go to Mimus. Yeah, Ronan. That's the thing, man. It's like part of this move, we're thinking about this. Like, okay, so the Texas power grid has had some issues. We all saw those issues. And it's not exactly a new problem. I don't want my family to be in jeopardy because of that. This is like a family safety thing for me. The Tesla charging, whatever, that's a secondary thing. It's mostly like the safety and security that you get from having your own power grid in your house is what I want. Like I said, we're not going to get it right away, though. I'm just going to settle in after the move. We'll deal with that after the dust settles. Nice, Dad. Yeah, having rotating panels that follow the sun is much more efficient. The initial cost is a little higher, I've been told. But man, you really get a lot more bang for your buck that way. Oh, absolutely, Caveman. No problem. I understand. I did all the research about that. I'm aware. But still, it's still like a thing that even knowing the reality of how rare that was, I want it, man. Made it himself. Nice. That's good. But yeah, we want whole house grid. You know, we don't want to just have to supplement and then still be off the municipal grid. That kind of defeats the purpose, at least for my goals, at least with it. Not a bad trajectory, actually. We do want to come in polar, though. That way we can kind of cycle in some spots. That's perfect, actually, right there. 10 kilometers. Not too bad. Oh, if we were to not do this maneuver, we'd go by and kiss Mun real quick. Nice. Okay, and since we are in the Kerbin system still, we do not need to do the kOS stuff. There's a bit of that too. Absolutely, Leslie. No question. I'm aware of the science. I'm not an idiot. I've done my research, not just like Facebook research. Like, I come from an actual academic science background. I know how to find the actual real data, and I'm on that ball game. Don't get me wrong. That's another part of the reason why, you know. Yeah, actually, I don't know the history of it, so I won't get into like that whole situation of that conversation. But I've seen what has happened in the past down there, and like hurricanes and stuff too. Rather just be safe with my family and have, you know, solar and batteries and stuff. Even though it's usually a very surmountable problem without. It's not like it's required to be safe. I'm not saying that. It's just still something that I want to do. Okay, so we got our nice trajectory here. Let's do a circularization burn. at that perigee. That'll get us in a nice parking orbit to cycle in some landing sites. Yeah, maybe, Leslie. We'll see. Yeah. A lot of people get confused with that terminology, though. That doesn't mean it's going to happen one every 100 years. It's a little different than that. It's more saying like that's an average kind of thing. It's not like a countdown type of thing. Oh, I would love that, Noop, but being realistic, that's not going to happen for a very long time, if ever, right? People are too stubborn. Just gotta look out for yourself if that's what you want to do, man. Later, Ronan. I'll see you next time, man. We'll be here tomorrow night. Thanks for chatting with us. Okay, we got a really good orbit here, so let's wait for one of the flats to get down below our orbit here. Couple of orbits, I'm gonna bet. We'll start the first landing procedure. Yeah, so this will be our first one coming up here in just a second. And we've got a decent connection back to Kerbin here too, so that's good. Okay, let's drop one off. And boom. Whoa, that was very close. Wow. Oh my God. Oh man. Oh. Oh man. I think they like did the Hand of David thing on the way by. Woo! That almost sucked. It almost did. You are correct. See, Link? Yeah, give me a second. I'm landing right now. She's well in the topography. You don't even really have the problems with the hurricanes either. Usually the biggest threat is the flooding. Absolutely. So the funny thing is, man, so I knew about the flooding, right? And we had a family member who's in realty down there, and she was our realtor. And she was so kick-ass, man. I was so lucky to have her help us out. I'm watching our suicide burn timer right here. So what we found out is when you list a house down there, no one's going to take your house listing seriously unless you tell them the flood history of the house. And if it has history of flooding, what was the remediation for that? So, of course, a lot of houses that only flooded once, it flooded during Harvey, right? Luckily, our house never flooded once for like the 60, 70 years it's been there, 50 years or however old it is. And hold on here. And it's also on its block kind of elevated on like a tiny little hill. So we got really lucky with all the details there. Yeah, it's on like a tiny, tiny little hill. Harvey was definitely the extreme end of rain. Oh, for sure. So if it didn't flood during Harvey and it's a little high up on its block, we're good. We're good. Oh, shit! I let it go retrograde. What the hell just happened? I get the flipping thing. I understand why that happened, but why did that happen? What? The flipping thing, that was my fault, for sure. this crazy bounce we just did, Kerbal's a little drunk, I think. It was under a little bit of physics warp. I think that's part of the reason why. There, yeah, it is the physics warp, I think. I would call Harvey a gold standard for determination too. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, we learned a lot, man. We learned a lot. Okay, so no ore here. Interesting. Not what I expected. Definitely did not expect that, actually. Okay, so that's the first one. Let's go to the next one. I'm probably going to try somewhere over here next. Bounce on Mimus all the time, yeah. You gotta deal with the... I should have done the settings better on the feed anyway. Yeah! Yeah, T-Man. I was excited to see the Vector fire tonight, man. That's awesome. First time one's ever been fired attached to a starship. That's exciting. I always say this, you guys. Me and EJ have talked about this extensively. There's no more important things in spaceflight and our expansion into the cosmos than power, propulsion, and in situ resource utilization. Those are the golden three. If we can solve those and make massive advances in those, I don't need to explain that to this crowd. Absolutely not. Raptor is obviously big on advancing propulsion. That's probably getting close to the limit of chemical propulsion before we start moving to things like nuclear thermal and all that kind of stuff, which is very exciting. Raptor is a beast of an engine. Okay, let's go land over here. Let's see what we got over there. I'm trying to land somewhere in the flats that's got decent ore. I want to be able to refuel here. We'll need to send down a fueling truck as well at some point. So I'm going to the beach. Saturday is a very big day, so I got a pretty cool weekend coming up. Nice, man. What's Saturday? Am I missing something, T-Man? What's Saturday? What are the main constraints on current engines? So, chemical propulsion is our constraints. Chemical-based liquid rocket engines are our constraints. There's only so much efficiency you can get. And you've heard the term ISP with Kerbal before. That's the efficiency of your engine. Chemical engines have a hard limit, basically, if you want to think about it that way. When you start getting into nuclear thermal propulsion, that's when you're getting into the thousands range. If we start looking at like magnetic confinement fusion drives, like in The Expanse, yes, I know exactly what type of fusion drive is used in the show. Don't ask why. I've watched it way too many times. That kind of stuff isn't technically sci-fi. We just don't have the material science to do it yet. The physics checks out. N99! What's up? How you doing, N9? Welcome in. How was your stream? What did you do today? Hard limits the output force. Not necessarily the output force. It's the efficiency. You can stand to have a not very efficient engine. Whoops, I did it again. If your engine, or you can stand to not have a very powerful engine if your engine's very efficient. And because it's not powerful but super efficient, obviously you need to make sure you have enough time to fire enough, right? But the more efficient your rocket engines, the better. Obviously thrust is good too, but you really want efficiency. Chemical propulsion is only going to get us very far. We're not going to colonize other planets and stuff in any serious capacity at least without major advances in propulsion. Starship is like really pushing the limit there. Playing Outer Wilds. DLC is totally not scary at all. Oh, nice! I've seen that game before, man. How you liking it? And 9, did you see Starship tonight, man? We had a Vector and a Slaptor fire at the same time. Okay, what do we get here? Nothing here either. Damn, Minimus is dry in this save. Jeez. Yeah, man. So, Ship 20 did a static fire with a Vacuum Raptor tonight, and then a little bit later, they recycled about I don't know, like an hour later or something, and fired a sea level and the Vector at the same time. Well, yeah, T-Man. I've been discussing with people in my Discord about like what's the static fire sort of pattern they're going to go with on that thing. Really makes me wonder what they're going to go for, man. Like, are they going to do like the inner, like 1 or 2 engines in the middle, or 1 engine in the middle, then 3, then 1 and the inner ring, then the outer ring by itself, and then all of them? I'm spitballing. I have no idea. But there's a lot of like procedures that they could do this in, you know? Those kind of options aren't necessarily exhausted, Dead, but there's various reasons why. There is other liquid chemical propulsions, like fuels that could be used, but for various reasons, they're not practical. Like they're just way too expensive, or they're extremely toxic to handle and prepare, or they're really hard mechanically to keep in a form that's... There's a lot of reasons why. Various things, like fluorine is an example that I've seen tossed around before, but there's various reasons why we don't have hydrofluorine powered rockets right now. You know, things like that. What is this necklace? Hello? Metallic hydrogen. Nice. Yeah, I've heard of that one too. Yo. How did I miss this today? You guys, click that link that's Necklace posted. The lowering process of this to the surface seems very sus to me. Oh man, I don't know about that. It's a cable hinge system. Man, there's so much that could go wrong with that. That's nuts. Lurk. Later, Black Cat. Have a good night, man. And 9. Okay. Have a good time, man. We'll be here. Keep in mind, it's 16G2. That's true. That's true. So that does reduce the lever arm. Okay. Okay. My question also then becomes, okay, these anchors on the cables, how do they actually stay in the surface? Are they going to drill them down significantly? Is this an official NASA proposal? Who's ISU-SSP? ISU Space Studies Program. International Space University. Okay, so it's not an official NASA program study. That's crazy. People hold them with their hands? Yeah, no, never happening. Yeah, that's a really interesting proposal, man. Very interesting. Wait for the next flats to come around. Right. Shmyaw. Shebang. Hey, why don't we put the landing legs out? That could maybe be a good thing. Maybe, possibly. Yeah, I don't know. I was like dog up in here. You may not like it, but this is what peak performance looks like, Taradra. That's a lot of mass to push that way, Dead, and a lot of operational complexity. I honestly think it would be less complex to land the damn thing and lower it down to the surface. You're supposed to ask what up dog is. I know, I'm also not like 11 years old, so, you know. How you doing, Taradra? What's up, buddy? Totally not either. You know, I'm joking with you, obviously. I do think it's important to sort of like still have fun and be silly and be stupid sometimes, you know? Keeps life interesting, man. Got my storage working in Minecraft. I saw you working on it, dude. That's a massive storage area. Is it like an automated sorted storage thing? It looks pretty nuts, dude. Self-sorts 4,200. That's freaking crazy. SpaceX just static fires the whole booster together. You're going to have a big heating problem. Be more specific with what you're saying, T-Man, because that can mean a lot of different things. You're right, depending on exactly what you mean. Is there no freaking ore on Minmus? Jesus Christ. Minmus, come on. Breaking my balls, Hans. Breaking my balls. Oh, what's that from? The good spots are all going to be on top of mountains. Yeah, freaking damn it. Hard mode ore is not happy. Yeah, no freaking kidding. It's also your saves seed that deals with your ore distribution, so I could have just gotten a really unlucky seed. Oh, I should probably... Hold on. Should probably activate the engine. That's usually needed, I think. No, there's definitely seeds, Taradra. Yeah, there's a world seed in your save file if you go look. The only thing it dictates is ore distribution. In fact, yeah, let me go see in my save file, because you got me curious now. I've never actually like looked at it. I know that it's there. Oh yeah, it's like very at the top. It's like line 10. Seed. There's your seed number. Yeah, it's there. I was gonna have to get all crafty and search for it. Big sticks to catch a big spring roll. Man, imagine however many months ago that was, where Elon posted that tweet. He's like, yeah, we're gonna catch Super Heavy out of the fucking air. Are you though? You know, was our reaction. And I don't think a lot of people took it seriously, because it's a crazy idea. But it's actually happening. It's very obvious that they're confident that it's going to work. And it's not a good bet to bet against SpaceX's plans, especially when they're this confident about it. It could still just not work, you know. But very little they have in the past that they've displayed this much confidence in doing. Has it ever not worked, right? It's possible still that it's a flat out nothing burger and doesn't work at all. They seem very confident, though. He's going to catch a starship? Not in the current form. No. Because you're not catching the starship on those on the flaps right now, the way that they're currently built. Starship is going to land on a pad for a long time. A lot longer than the booster. Nulty, when I first saw the sky cranes that they use on Mars, I was blown away, man. And the fact that every single time they've tried it, it has worked perfectly. That is crazy. JPL, they're wizards. I'm convinced. They're actual wizards. Shit. God damn it. That's 4 landings with nothing. Nothing whatsoever. That's true, Roblox. That's what I'm saying, man. It's never been a good bet to bet against their plans. At least the plans that they're this confident in doing, you know? Like the fairing catching with the net boats. Obviously that didn't work out. But it's just crazy to see what they've achieved, man. They're not without faults, though. Let's not get into rabid fandom, which nobody likes on any side of any of this, right? I don't think it's time to become a fan of any spaceflight provider nowadays anyway. There will be a time when that makes sense to do, but it's the industry is not there yet. It's not time to pick sides and be a favorite yet. Maybe in 30 years. Right now, everybody's got to root for everybody, man. Just give more rockets, yeah. SLS, give it to me. New Glenn, give it to me. Angara. All the zillion different rockets that the Russians are working up these days. Which seems to be a lot. Everything. I just want it all. Rocket Lab, good. Astra, Relativity Space, Launcher. Man, like I'm down. Of all the small to medium sat launchers that are coming up right now, I'm most excited about Rocket Lab and Launcher. Rocket Lab's business model is very interesting with all the photon satellite stuff they're doing and all that. That's all really cool. If you're not sure what those are, ask. I love talking about it. It's a very, very interesting idea. And then Launcher is very interesting because Launcher is another small to medium sat launcher company that's coming out. They're literally just called Launcher. And what I like about them is they seem to be trying to advance propulsion in a big way. So they've got some engines that they're building that are extremely efficient for their type of engine. It's still the limit of chemical propulsion, don't get me wrong, but their propulsion tech is looking really promising. So I'm excited to see them finally try to make orbit whenever that's going to happen. Yeah, no, the engine was not supposed to be on right there. Maybe Uncle Bill. Neutron from Rocket Lab seems interesting. Yeah, and you know what, Roblox? They've said recently that what they teased before is nothing like what it is now. They have radically changed and improved the design, but they haven't announced what that radically updated change is yet. So jury's out on what this big change is coming up for Neutron, man. It's going to be even better. They said the thing that they tease is nothing like what it is now. It's much more ambitious. So whatever that means, man, I'm down. I'm down. But they haven't announced what it is yet. Yeah, Exolate. The next flight they're doing is a whole simulated catch. They're not actually going to go through with the catch, but they're going to have everything ready. It's like a catch rehearsal. They're just not actually going to swoop in to catch the thing. Still no ore here. Fucker. I'm gonna go try to pop over there. I've got the Delta V to do multiple landings with these things. I don't know why I'm not doing it. Cool. Any thoughts on Momentous? I'm not familiar with the name. I've probably seen it before. Can you describe what's up with them? Remind me what they're all about. I like what Axiom's doing too. They're focusing on the payloads, right? They're not being a launch company. They're the company that deals with stuff once you get there, you know? This private station they're building, that sounds very exciting. Yeah, no kidding, Bill. No kidding. And from what I understand, Uncle Bill, the first guy, engineer, whoever it was, that put that idea in front of whoever, was almost laughed at first until he started to show all his data for the first Sky Crane. And everyone was like, well, wait a second. Okay. I don't remember the details. It's something like that. I'm skimming. I'm spark notesing it. I keep accidentally hitting Z. Well, it's founded in 2017 and aims to provide a last mile transportation service for satellites already in orbit, using a unique water-based propulsion system to drag satellites into other orbits. It sounds like very not good, because water has a terrible specific impulse. Water does not make a good rocket engine. It's like very, very poor efficiency. So I'm interested. Maybe they superheat the water or something, make it like a supercritical plasma or something. Well, Baxim's plan goes well so we can have the continuous human presence in space. Hell yes, man. I'm excited to see what to do. Still no ore here. Okay, let's hop this one around a little bit more. I guess let's just keep going that away or something. Oh, that was a bit too much, actually. Patented, correct, but their efficiency is dog shit. I think the only way it becomes meaningful efficiency is you have to put a ton of energy into like turning the water into some kind of plasma state or something. I don't remember the details, man. It's been a long time since I looked it up, but it's like really not an efficient idea as far as rocket engines are concerned. Your delta V per mass, especially on something small like a satellite, it's going to be able to be much higher. That's called trajectories, Art. Trajectories. Water plasma propulsion system. There you go. Makes sense that it's a plasma propulsion. Probably heats the water up to very, very high and way beyond boiling. Does some weird magic with heat and pressure. Yeah, water is going to be the more than worth its weight in gold in space, man. Planetary Resources, you guys, is a company that kind of, I think they were absorbed. They had some money issues or something. You guys should look them up. They had a very interesting mission plan. And their whole thing was water. They're mapping asteroids for water. They got technology demonstrators for all their instrumentation in orbit already. I think they went defunct or had to be sold to somebody else. I don't remember exactly what happened with them. It's been a long time since I read about them. But they made a good point that water really is going to be the most critical commodity in space. It's going to be a water-based economy in terms of like in situ resource utilization. Water can make a really great rocket fuel if you split it into hydrogen and oxygen, right? Make hydrolox with it, not a water-based propulsion. Now, plasma propulsion with water could be interesting. Theoretically, I could see how you could get some high efficiencies with that, but you're going to have to dump a lot of energy into heating the water. So I'd like to see some numbers on that. I've never heard of DSI. I'll have to look them up. That's interesting, Leslie. I didn't know that water propulsion, they figured out a way to actually get some decent efficiency out of it. See, my thing was thinking like, okay, to get decent efficiency out of something like that, they're going to have to find a way to heat that water to an extensive amount, right? A heating element like that is going to add a lot of mass to your craft. And there goes some of your delta V, right? So I'm sure I'm obviously just an armchair guy. I haven't read about this stuff in a little while. So it's exciting to hear maybe they've surmounted some of those issues. That's good. Both were too early and both died. Yep. Nasuko, I've been playing this game for like 10 years, man. I've got close to 10,000 hours. This is cake for me. At least some in-miss landings, I should say. Gonna have a hard time beating out the tried and tested hydrazine systems. Yep. Yep. Oh, dang, Leslie. Yeah, Planetary Resources ran into some funding issues that were a little funky. Could be vaporware, maybe. If they got hardware to prove it, man, that's good. Good for them. No fucking war, man. Are you kidding me right now? You guys are right. It's gonna be in the frickin' mountains where that's like the only place we're gonna find ore on this damn seed, I swear. Mirrors. Yeah, but then your mirrors are gonna weigh a lot of mass, right? You gotta think about mass, man. You gotta think about mass. The mass isn't everything, but it's a significant portion of what you have to think about when you design these kind of profiles. Magnifying glass, yeah. See, I think the mirror, like reflection type of water heating method works a lot better for a surface-based system, because then you're not worrying about delta V, and you can build up the mass that way. Mass doesn't really matter once you have it there and constructed and put together. Obviously, getting it there becomes more difficult, but you can send it down in pieces, right? But it makes more sense for like extracting water from regolith or something to that effect. You just melt it and vaporize it and recondense. Maybe Musk. I don't know. I don't know the material science part of that, so that might be possible. I don't know. Interesting, Bill. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, I do think these companies hit it a little too early, man. That's a really good way to put it, Bill. The tech just wasn't there yet. On this topic, you guys, since I got you guys talking about this, there's a very fantastic book out there. It's a sci-fi book, but it's quite realistic. I wouldn't say it's exactly as realistic as something like The Expanse, but it's up there. It's definitely up there. It's called Delta V. It's an actual science fiction book called Delta V. And it's set in like the 2030s, and an eccentric billionaire type guy tries to kickstart the asteroid mining industry. It's a very good book. Very good book. It makes attempts to be pretty realistic. I liked it a lot. And the author is currently finishing up a sequel as we speak, which is very exciting. Yeah, nope. Funding is a big one. Politics drive funding, at least here in the United States, for that. You know, it's expensive to do this stuff, man. Interesting, Bill. Okay. Good to know. Who bought Planetary and who bought the other one? Wondering if it's any of the players who might have heard about it. It's just kind of some random startup or something. Nice, Dead. Nice. I understood that reference, dude. Dead. Do you think I understood that reference, maybe? Possibly? Because there's something there in the back of my head. I can't explain why. But I might have understood that reference. Just maybe. I'm not really sure why, though. Maybe you can tell me why I might understand that reference. I'm not really sure, though. Got one more. Hold on. Here we go. There it is. Okay, yeah, I'm not really sure. You didn't hear anything. I didn't say anything just now. No. Anyway. Yeah, I'm out of the loop here. So all these backgrounds that I was just using and like cycling between, these are all from The Expanse. And he made an Expanse reference. Space 19. Oh my god, dude. I tried to watch an episode of that show once and I could not get through it, man. I couldn't get through it. It's too much. It was too much. I gave it a real shot. I really tried. Ooh, this little spot right here looks kind of randomly promising. Okay. Just gonna do this. I don't know why, but it does kind of look promising. I don't know. It's calling me. All right, execute. Oh, we might not actually be able to finish this landing because of the Delta V requirement. I didn't realize we were so low on fuel. Oh, Thrash, man. Oh, buddy. So here's your homework, Thrash. You can choose to, fail your homework assignment if you want. You know what I'm saying? But here's what I want you to do, man. I want you to join the Discord. I want you to go watch The Expanse. First 4 episodes at least. If you don't like it by then, you might not like it. But I think most people, it's a very, very big show right now. Very popular. So I'm not saying that like I'm trying to tell you to like a crappy show or something. Give it a shot. Tell us what you think. We got Expanse channels in Discord. There's a spoilers channel and a non-spoilers channel. Still tag your spoilers in the spoilers channel just in case people accidentally click in there. But I'd like to hear your thoughts on it, man. Okay, wait, really, Bill? That is interesting. That was unexpected, actually. Yeah, I'm like nearly certain we don't have the Delta V to do this. Yeah, we don't. Not even close. But we'll follow it through, see what the hell happens. We might be able to get a reading just before the surface, actually. I think you can get a reading just before the surface. So instead of trying to just like see what the hell happens here, let's boost a little more in the flat here. Okay. I think it works like a kilometer above the surface. Or even less, maybe. 0%? Are you freaking kidding me? Yeah, there goes this one. Goodbye. Goodbye. Hey, we got some impact science. Nice. Traditionally expands because the American shows go on for too long thing. Well, the thing is with Masoko, I don't like shows that get milked for longer than they should. Okay, so let's just get that out of the way. I do think Expanse does this in a very good way. It's based on books. I don't know if you knew this. The books, it's roughly about a book per season, and there's been 5 seasons so far, and they've covered the first 5 books. And there's a total of 9 books. The 9th and final book comes out in like, holy crap, like a couple of weeks. Whoa. I've read all the books like 15 or 20 times. That's exciting. I didn't realize that was only a couple of weeks away. Whoa. Anyway, I'm like really hyped right now. But I'm going to make a comparison. Not that I think the shows are similar. But I think at least in this one narrative aspect, they are. Game of Thrones. Take Game of Thrones. The books too. There's this very long story, right? And it's good. It keeps things fresh. The plot keeps moving. You develop an attachment to the characters. Very good world building and depth to the setting, to the people in the story. And there's story threads that pay off quick. There's story threads that have been running the entire series and everything in between. So you have sort of like your really like 1 episode story threads. You have your couple of episodes, your season long story threads, your series long story threads. And the way the Expanse series is kind of written too is in little, I've heard it described as acts. Okay. So books 1, 2, and 3 are like Act 1. Books 4, 5, and 6 are like Act 2. Books 7, 8, and 9 are like Act 3. And each act of 3 books sort of has its beginning, middle, and end. But still, there's the bigger thread of the entire series. So I think I'm with you in that most shows that drug it out too much, I absolutely hate. I cannot stand it. Expanse doesn't do that for me. But that's an opinion thing, I suppose. But the concept of shows dragging it on, I suppose, and being just too long, I'm with you on that for the most part. Oh, The Walking Dead is a perfect example, Masuko. 100%. That's a great example. I hear you, Masuko. Yeah, there you go. They like the Wheel of Time books. I think I read those books as a kid, man. I don't remember them though. See, that's the thing, man. I used to read for pleasure a lot. Read all kinds of books, fantasy, whatever. In fact, I wasn't into sci-fi until adulthood. But you read these books about these weirdos named Lethal Grandma, and it kind of ruins reading for you, you know? It's not a good palate cleanser.
Subjective opinions.
What's up, Lethal? Thanks for the bits, man. How you doing, buddy? Walking Dead should have ended 4 or 5 seasons ago. Yep. The thing is, Element, Walking Dead is based on comics, right? Only comics I've ever read. The comics were better for a lot longer than the show. But even then, the comics still started to fall apart. What happened with the comics was, like I said, it was much better for longer than the show. The show started to die off, I think in most people's opinions, and I tend to agree, around season 2 or 3. Season 1 was fucking great. Excellent. But it fell pretty quickly from there. The show fell into the same trap, though, that the comics did. Where it's like, okay, where we've been living in this apocalypse suddenly became unsafe. Let's go move somewhere else. Okay, so we're on the road. We're finding a new place to live. Oh, dang, maybe somebody dies along the way. Darn. And okay, so we found this new place to live. Cool, let's hunker down. Let's fucking farm and shit. And Then, dang, there's a bad group in town. We're going to fight with them a little bit. Maybe some of us die, some of them die. Whatever. Maybe there's a gigantic horde that comes through town. Darn. All these things happened. It's no longer safe to live here. Let's go somewhere else. Rinse and repeat. And that's all the comics became. It was like a bad guy of the week kind of thing. Longer than a week of an issue, but you get the idea. It was just all like rinse and repeat cycles of that. It was just got really boring to read. We're doing great, Lethal. We're talking sci-fi. We're talking good and bad storytelling. You know how it is, man. I've been talking more than playing the damn game tonight. Let's put it that way. Westworld did the same thing. Man, dude, Masuko, you're my buddy now, man. I've been saying the same shit about Westworld the whole time. Season 1, fantastic. Okay, very, very good. But season 2, it's like, am I even watching the same show right now? It's like they realized their success in the first season, and they realized the kind of story they could tell. But it became like, here's my thoughts on it, okay? Westworld started to feel like it became too big of a story that they did not know how to tell. And it kind of had this pretentious air to it. It had a very like, I like the smell of my own farts and I drink my tea with my pinky up kind of feel to it, starting in season 2. Season 1, great. Season 2 was like a super try-hard, like Lethal's saying, super try-hard, super like thinking more of itself. It definitely had an air that it thought more of itself than it really deserved in season 2. I never saw True Detective, Lethal. With Westworld, there was no plan. I think the first season did a really good job of the story they were trying to tell, though. It fell apart, but I think they did a really good job with that first season. I very much enjoyed that first season. I haven't landed one here, so I guess we'll land one there. Exactly, Lethal. Exactly. Chill out. Now, I'm down with long-running story threads. Don't get me wrong, but it needs to be done in the right way. You know, you can't just have a long-running story with all these zillions of threads just for the sake of it. There's got to be meaning behind all of it, and it's got to be done tastefully. And you don't only want you want some story threads to pay off sooner, some to pay off in the medium term, some to pay off in the long term, some to not pay off till the end, and everything in between. If you do it gracefully, it could be done right. Westworld did not do that right. I think Game of Thrones, once they ran out of source material, and maybe even a little bit before that, ran into that issue as well. Exactly. Masuko, perfect example of what you just said. Shorter run shows. Spartacus. Now, think what you want about the show. It's kind of a cheesy long form 300 in a TV series, okay? Getting that out of the way. If you look past all that, it's actually a very good show. And they wrote a story for 3 seasons, and they told it in 3 seasons. That's it. They only wanted those 3 seasons because that is what they had planned out for their story. Now, it ended up actually being 3.5 because after the first season, the lead actor, Andy Whitfield, got non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. And so he had to go through a big round of treatment. And they did a prequel season, half season, to give him time to go through treatment. He ended up passing away, unfortunately. So they recast the role with the permission of the guy's family and stuff and all that. Because they really went about this in a good way. They asked the guy's family if they were okay with them recasting the role instead of writing him out, basically. And the family gave the go-ahead. So he was recast by an Australian actor named Liam McIntyre. And dude actually streams on Twitch. And the actor for one of the big villains in the story also streams on Twitch with him. And they're like best friends in real life. But in the show, they were like mortal enemies, you know? Hilarious. There's a whole thing about that. But they both stream on Twitch. It's like a gladiator show and all that stuff. And, you know, there's like a slave rebellion. If you go back and look, in the real history dealing with the Roman Spartacus, it's a real story. I don't want to spoil the history for you too much on who Spartacus is and what he did. Go watch the show. It's a little cheesy with the combat and stuff. It's a lot like 300, but it's enjoyable because every single episode drives the plot forward. They don't have filler episodes. It was written for 3 seasons. You bet your ass they make use of every minute of that show. And it's not just like boom, 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 crazy action. There's still moments of reprieve. With an action show or an action movie, you still need moments of reprieve between your action bits. And they still have that, but it's not fluff. You know, it's meaningful. It's meaningful downtime. It's a good show, man. It's very good. Super nudity heavy, though. Lots of nudity. Just telling you right now. Does it have a scene where lots of people say I'm Spartacus? Yes, it does, actually. So is that a call out to some old movie or something from back in the day? I feel like that was like them doing that in the show was a call out to something from back in the day. Only sharks? I hate you right now. There's a lot of it, dude. Masuko, I'm not gonna lie with you, man. There's a lot of that. Yeah, it's very much like a lot of just gratuitous nudity. I'm just being honest with you. So you got to look past sort of the cheesiness of it, you know. And it's not even that cheesy, but it does have its moments, absolutely. But yeah. Some of the best battle scenes I think ever filmed in that show too, with the exception of Game of Thrones Battle of the Bastards. That takes the cake, absolutely. Of any like filmed like swords and shields, like medieval fantasy, ancient Rome, whatever type of battle of the Bastards, Game of Thrones, #1, easy, no question. There are certain scenes in Spartacus I don't really want to spoil for you, but I would say take like 2nd and 3rd and 4th place, you know. It's a good show, man. It's a good show. Right, Masuko. Yeah, I'm just trying to set expectations. I am not a fan of that kind of nudity either. If it's tasteful or whatever, cool, right? But there's the gratuitous amounts of it. Now, if you look back in history, a lot of these types of scenes, like Roman aristocrats with their slaves dancing naked in the corner or something, like this is a lot of the kind of nudity that you see in the show. So it's not just like sex all the time. Although there is a decent amount of that in the show. A lot of it's like background nudity. Like someone walking through the market and like a tit hanging out or something of their very limited blouse or whatever, right? Like, I don't know, I'm just bullshitting. But it's a lot of that, but there is still a lot of hardcore kind of stuff going on too. But just setting expectations, I'm with you on that. I don't like too much of that. It's still worth watching because of just sort of the story. And with very few exceptions, they actually like brought in real historians to make sure they're being as historically accurate as possible with everything. It's not like as realistic as Rome was, the show, but it's up there. The 300 style battle scenes, with some exceptions. I mean, there's a lot of slow-mo and stuff. I don't know. I'm just spitballing. You should watch it. It's worth watching at least once. yeah, there's a lot of that too. You definitely in the first season get like a full-on view of several dudes for sure. What are you looking for?
A baby?
I haven't seen her in here at least.
Oh no.
Is there seriously no ore here either? Oh my god. How many lanes have we done? I haven't found a single bit of ore anywhere. Played any Tarkov lately? Lethal? No, not really, man. I haven't played in a couple weeks at least. Let's land up here on this shelf. I don't know if there's going to be anything up there, but we could try. Have you done an orbital scan? No. I was just kind of brute forcing it, just trying to land a bunch of these things out here. It's made a green cheese and you didn't get a license to mine it. Yeah, no kidding, huh? Should have done a scan twitching. Probably would have saved time. I just didn't think it'd take us this long, if that makes sense. I thought we would have found one by now. Because we're like 4 or 5 landers deep. One of them we did a bunch of hops with. So it's kind of crazy that we haven't found one yet. But we'll find one. I want flats, but if I could find a flat enough spot on a plateau somewhere, that's fine. We'll be able to get the slope, I think, right here. So there has to be some. That's if I looked at the source code once twitching, and it is distributed on these different bodies, but I'm just not getting lucky with finding it. Did you check the closet and stuff? No, there's definitely ore on Mimis in every seed. We'll find it eventually. I'm probably gonna find it. I'm just probably not getting lucky in the flats. Especially on hard mode, I'd think that there's probably the least frequency of it in the easiest places. I don't remember if there's difficulty scaling with the way the seeds work. I'm sure there is. Yeah, definitely. I just would have thought we would have seen some by now somewhere. The reaction wheel is just so strong for this tiny little stupid thing. 5%! Boom. I feel like that's not that great. The slope is also 7 degrees here, man. That's not good. It needs to be less than 1 degree for that to be viable. It's too bumpy. I'm gonna be right back, guys. Help Diane find the cat. She's losing her mind a little bit trying to find her, so give me a minute. Okay. She was hiding. Somehow she wiggled her way through the bottom of our drawer set and got into one of the drawers, and that's where she was hiding this whole time. Freaking cats, man. Okay. Maybe we try over here. That looks a little bit flatter. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I don't know, actually. I'm gonna try to get into that little dip in the flats right over there. Maybe there's something. Boom, there we go. There we go. There's a little spot right here that might, I don't know. We'll find out either way. I think that's an actual flat spot. I don't think that's just a lull in the hills. Yeah, we'll find out here. I don't know about this spot though, because of solar. These hills are going to block a lot of what we could use, which would be concerning. We'll see what we get. Depends on what if the concentration is high enough, it might be worth. I'll bring out more solar if I have to. Oh, I did it again. Yeah. %. Okay. Damn, man. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking, guys. I'm thinking Twitching's got the right idea. I think we need to send a scanner out here. See what the hell's going on. Because we've already got a couple more landers left to confirm the concentration at the site, but I think we really just got to get a scanner out there and see where the general hotspots are. Because the way I understand it, the scanner does like a really rough scan, and then the actual surface thing that I'm already using does the actual precise, like at that exact spot kind of data. So I'm thinking we send one of these bad boys up, and we'll do that tomorrow. So I'm streaming tomorrow, and then we'll use that data to get another lander out there, which is already there at Minmess. We'll just land the next one, confirm a good spot, and then land the actual refinery out there. Get started. Hey, Radler, thanks for the stream, man. I'm freaking tired right now. Thank you for the comments, and thank you for the follow, man. Yeah, man, I'm freaking tired right now. So yeah, I think we'll leave it there. That's a good point to stop. We'll get a little basic scanner satellite out there. We've already got the tech for it. We'll do that on tomorrow's stream, episode 13. I'll probably get 12 and 13 uploaded to YouTube this weekend. I'm just uploading the VODs to YouTube. I'm not doing like a highlight reel or anything. Just because Twitch does get rid of the VODs eventually. So I just am kind of putting them there for archiving purposes. But it does help the analytics if you guys go watch them on YouTube. If you do exclamation YouTube, you'll find it there. And even if you're not going to listen, man, just mute the tab. Don't mute the video player because it doesn't count at that point. But the actual tab is fine to mute. And that does help. It really does. So I will see you guys tomorrow night. We'll be back here at 7 p.m. Pacific. We'll get that satellite launched and built. We'll get it out there. We'll pick a landing site using that data, which we should have done tonight, all things considered. And we'll land that base tomorrow, and we'll get that contract done. And then we'll start getting some refueling architecture set up in Midness to go out and beyond, man. We'll do it. Okay, let's do the thing, man. Let's see who else is streaming right now.